Good morning, everyone. Can you all hear me? This is Yusuf Toyrat speaking. You can just raise a hand if you can hear me, or do a chat.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining this class at this time. We all appreciate. So I'm just going to wait till 7:05 just to give some other people some time to join us. Then we'll begin the class. Thank you. Okay, good morning once again. I hope you can still hear me. So we are going to begin our class. I hope others will join us as we start and catch up. So my name is Yusuf Toyrat Adenike. I stay at Lagos and I work with Artsflame Art Academy. So just then, that was my picture in case of people that want to see me. Yeah, and I'll be handing over now to Mr. Yemi. He's going to walk us through the introduction process. Yeah. So, is there any question? I think somebody was trying to talk. Oh, okay. So I can see someone said, can it be louder? Yeah. So I was just introducing myself. I said my name is Toirat, and we are going to be giving you a brief introduction of Artsflame Art Academy. So, can you all see the screen?
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Okay, beautiful. So, Mr. Yemi will be starting the introduction soon. Yeah.
Hi everyone, good morning. It's good to have you here. It's good to be here. I'm excited. I think we all should be. Trust you're having an interesting artistic journey. Um, so, just a brief rundown about Artsflame, generally before, we go into this enriching journey. Uh, and yeah, I'm the Yemi that's been sending emails to you. So this is Artsflame. We're talking about our narrative. So we're all about essentially promoting the artists. And the background is that Nigeria doesn't seem to be a thriving economy, you know. And the fact that it's not a thriving economy makes it difficult for people to think about luxury, and they think of art as a tool of luxury, just like the way people think of having a vehicle or certain kinds of vehicles as luxury. People rarely think of art when they need to survive. That's her background. And then we find that people that have this talent of art and all of that, they barely come or do anything reasonable in art in Nigeria. And again, one of the challenges we have also found is that art in Nigeria is that Nigeria is like, or used to be, one of the poorest nations of the world, and being one of the poorest nations of the world, um, being one of the poorest nations of the world makes it again difficult for people in the Nigerian economy to want to um, think of art. Really, we're trying to build up the art narrative in Nigeria such that people become more interested in art. People People's interests are aroused to the point where they can actually invest in art. They see it as a solution, not just a thing of design. And we've had a couple of exhibitions, and then with all said and done, we're looking at the broader scope now, and that's it. And then we'll just go straight into the class so we don't waste time. But before we start the class, I must tell us that you know, as much as this is going to run for 3 days, there are a couple of things to take note of. One is when you join, please try and mute your microphone, except when it's time to speak. Again, after this training session, we would have breakout sessions. Would have breakout sessions where people. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to mute the person that is. Okay. I'm trying to mute the people that are not muted. Oh, okay, thank you. So we'll have breakout sessions where people can, you know, essentially group discussions, and in the breakout sessions, you think and you collaborate in the art community within yourselves here, and afterwards you come back and present to us what you have. We'll be here to walk you around it. That's it. Let's go. So today we'll be talking about the principles of art, and then later in the evening we'll be talking about the forms of art. Now, again, we are running this as a morning and evening session, AM and PM, 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. So this morning we're talking about the principles of art, and then in the evening we'll talk about the forms of art. And the first thing I need to let us understand is the fact that art is not just for beauty, it's not just for aesthetics. That's the wrong perspective to art. That's usually what a lot of people perceive art to be. They think, oh, it's just something that is very beautiful, something to just please your eyes. you know. It's like when you go in the corporate world, it's like ironing your clothes. It's not negotiable. You have to look good. It's not negotiable. You can't go with rumpled clothes to an international meeting. In the same way, art being fine or being forgive me, or being aesthetic is not negotiable. It's much more than just an aesthetic tool. It's a it's yeah, it's that's the word. It's much more than just an aesthetic tool. And then we as artists and people in the creative world need to realize this so that we understand that we are providing the world with solutions. Do you know that certain kinds of art can stop or can reduce the suicide rate in a country? Let me give us a background. When the World War, Second World War, I think the first or the second, I don't remember, started, and then that will guide us into the principles of art and why we must see art as the solution, not just aesthetic. Now, when the Second World War started or happened, the world was in a mess. That's the time when I've forgotten his name. This surreal, the father of surrealism, Dali, I think Salvador Dali, and a couple of other artists came together, and then they formed an alliance, and their proposition was this. Okay, so the world had tried war, they had tried technology, they had tried, I mean, other things, even governance, and it seems to have failed us. And they said, okay, let's try another kind of art that can essentially bring the world together. And that's the perspective I want artists to with which we should see art. It's not just a tool of expression or of visual expression. It's a tool of communication. It's a solution. You know, that's the foundation, and that's it. The principles of art, they're a comprehensive guide to understanding and appreciating artistic expressions. They delve into various aspects of art, such as composition, balance, rhythm, proportion, and more. And you see, these principles guide any kind of art, no matter the kind of art you do, they are foundational. Whether you do music, you do graphic design, you do drawing, you do painting, you do poetry, no matter the kind of art you do, these principles guide art. And you see, understanding this will help you understand what you do better. Now, I know that for a lot of us, art is very intuitive. It's what you, again, please forgive me. It's very intuitive. It looks like what you do. It just comes with intuition. Yeah, it's good. It's talent. But you see, understanding the principles behind this intuition will help you better get aligned to create better and to understand what you do better. Now, a comprehensive guide to understanding and appreciating artistic expression, it delves into various aspects such as compositions, balance, rhythm, and all of that. And then we'll delve into all the principles of art. The first is rhythm. Rhythm is, can I say rhythm? Rhythm is essentially like repetition. It's like repeating the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, so for people in music or in music, you have things such as if you see people that rap, you see, I'm the superstar. I'm not going to form a prank. They have tried. That's called rhythm, creating some kind of like a pattern through repetition, creating some kind of pattern through repetition. Now, if you look at my slides, the slides I've been sharing, you already see some kind of rhythm because the backgrounds are the same. The backgrounds are the same. That's rhythm. Even if the text content is changing, rhythm is important in creating visual interest and harmony. It brings everything together. So rhythm is like saying, okay, let me try and explain. A father and a mother, or a man and a woman, come together and they give birth to a set of children. Let's say 3 children. There are characteristics you see in those 3 children that are you will see across board there are unique features. So one's ear might be longer, one's eyes might be bigger, one's nose might be longer, and all of that. But there are certain unique features that you see across board that this person came from this family, this person came from that family. So rhythm is essentially like repeating content until you can create a form of harmony. Is the element that brings life and movement into a composition. And we'll show examples, captivating the viewer's attention and evoking a range of emotions. Now, again, art is much more than aesthetics. I think we should lay that foundation today because it's very important that you see what you do as much more than a tool of I want to make it things fine. I want to do no. Is much more than aesthetics. So it's the element that brings life and movement into a composition, captivating the viewer's attention and evoking a range of emotions. For those who do drawing, now, rhythm is not limited to visual art alone. It's also fundamental in music, dance, and literature. So for those who do drawing, you find that there's this shading technique they call pointillism. How do you do pointillism? You just keep dotting, 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 dotting until you get exactly what you need. That's all. And that's rhythm. Creating the same thing over and over and over, and then varying it left, right, and center until you create a certain kind of emotion. Now, if you look at the images here, you see the rhythm, in color, in pattern, in flow, like for example, the rhythm on the right hand side provokes a certain kind of emotion, and the one on the left also provokes a certain kind of emotion. Now, these are things again that you probably have seen yourself practice in your art, but you just are not aware that this is what you do. So, rhythm is one way to provoke emotions, and in fact, many of these principles provoke certain other emotions. Certain other emotions. Joseph Almanesis Save. Could you please send a message to Tohira? She'll be able to attend to you. Thank you. So, going forward, emphasis. Emphasis is the second principle of art. That's quite interesting because, you see, again, see art as a tool of solution. Because, I mean, in the coming days, you start seeing things uh, such as the future of art, and then somewhere along the line, we'll have like a dedicated art class, one for design, visual art, and all of that, and all of that. But the point is, emphasis is one of the other principles of art. Emphasis is a powerful tool that allows artists to guide the viewer's perception and create a visual hierarchy within their artwork. And I'll explain. So I've always made this explanation, and I mean for those of us who are in the Artsflame pool. Now let's go a little bit casual. Forgive my being official. Don't worry, I'm a very free person. We are a very free, but then it's for the purpose of the class. But let's go a little bit casual. For guys here, do you know that many times, if you want to approach a lady that you pick an interest in, many times something differentiates her from the other ladies. And it's the same thing for ladies as well. You find that what is readily available is not what you desire. It's almost like that. If it's easily available, overly available to you, you just don't want it because it's just like everything. But that's one that is different from everything is what you look for. And that's the point of emphasis. It's a way of controlling people's emotion or eyesight, directing how they go through what they do. So, for example, the image on the left is tomatoes. The green tomatoes catches your attention. Imagine that there are thousands of red tomatoes. That one that is green is the one that catches your attention. It's not like it's sweeter than the rest, but the fact that it is unique, makes it the first go-to. and then the same thing on the right. So emphasis is also a way of guiding the viewer of your art, and then balance. Balance is one of the other principles of art, and then I'll just rush through so that we can run through our breakout sessions. Achieving balance is crucial for artists as it helps create a visually pleasing and cohesive artwork. Now, again, I've seen some very interesting kinds of art. I mean, because this is the circle in which we work. You've seen all kinds of art, but you find that you find that some are not. So there's just something off about it, and you can't tell what exactly it is, and that's the point. I mean, again, that's one of the points of balance. You know, balance helps achieve a form of cohesion in your art. Balance is essentially is the essential part of the principle of art that involves distribution of visual weight, arrangement of elements, and the use of colors and textures. Now, if you see into my background on the right hand side, if you can zoom in and you can see on the right hand side, you see an arrangement of stones. You see that it's balanced both to the left and to the right. Balance is like saying it's like this thing they use in the law court, this weight where if you put a weight on one end, you have to put on the other end. These are principles you can apply in your art that can help you balance things out. That can help you make your art more professional. And I know that again, these are things I've heard in Nigeria. Oh, somebody sold their art for £10 million and all of that and all of that, and I don't see anything unique in this. If you go back and analyze, you will find that all these principles, even if not all, at least 2 or 3 major principles came to play. Balance. So, creating a form of visual cohesion, left and right, is balance. So you use colors to do that. You use text. You use composition. Balance can be achieved in various ways, such as symmetrical balance to the left and to the right, as you can see. So it means the weight on the left complements the weight on the right. You have asymmetrical balance. The weight on the left, essentially, it doesn't complement the one on the right, but it's like X, it crosses each other out, and then you have white space monitoring, and then we have radial symmetry or radial balance. And then, so we don't take a lot of time, I'm just going to move fast. So at 7:30, please give me a minute. Oh, okay. So at 7:30, I'm going to ask if we're all following. There will be time to ask questions towards the end, and then before we go for our breakout sessions. Again, the breakout sessions are very important. I think you'll find it more interesting than even what we're currently doing. So composition is the foundation upon which the artist builds their artistic expression. So there's this thing I say, I think that a piece of paper can be anything. It could be a letter. It could be it could be a love letter. It could be a tree if you draw a tree on it. It could be money if you draw money on it. It could be a painting, the same piece of paper. But you see, what is inside it is the composition, creating an harmonious and balanced visual experience for the viewer. Now that's essentially filling your space, your canvas, your paper, your whatever, with content is what is composition. And it is also one of the very important principles of art, because composition is the actual content of your art. Think of art as, content creation, because you are creating content, is the actual content. So creating an harmonious and balanced visual experience for the viewer. Now, look at this. Composition is like saying, okay, so I have written all the lyrics. What's the actual tune of the song? So it also talks about the way in which elements are combined. You know, the way you combine elements in your work. Composition talks about how you combine. Okay, you put a circle here, you put a rectangle here, you combine colors, you combine text, you combine shapes, you combine forms. It essentially it plays a role in creating visually pleasing and impactful piece. Now you know that, and again, for people in design and visual creation, you find that composition can help you create certain kinds of emotions, or it can help you keep off certain kinds of emotions from people. And you see, these things are because we're looking at a future where art becomes a very, very important tool for societal growth. And as it becomes important for societal growth, we are essentially we consult for the government, we consult for institutions on how to solve their problems. And these are principles we must put in play. It plays a crucial role in creating visually pleasing and impactful piece, depending on what you want to project. And then gradation. So the first four are the major principles. The remaining are they are like a part of those first four. But then I'll explain. Oh, okay. Thank you. So gradation involves blending different hues or tones seamlessly. Uh, it's like when you, for people that do painting, how you merge yellow into white into red so that it doesn't feel awkward. You know, that's gradation. Gradation can apply to values which refer to lightness, darkness of colors. It's commonly used in abstract art to induce feelings and engage the viewer's imagination. And again, I don't want this to be alone about visual arts people. So for people in performing arts, it's essentially bringing, okay, so you want to bring the story of somebody who grew up in Lagos and somebody who grew up in Alaska. You want to bring their stories together. Gradation is seeing that common ground in which they will flow seamlessly into each other without one affecting the other. So you can see the images here. So the one to the left, you find that the extreme corners are dark, but the extreme center is light. Those are the two major things here. But you find that the gradation helps you seamlessly flow from light to dark and from dark to light. By implementing and incorporating gradation into their art, artists can elevate their creations and can call up a range of emotions in the audience. So I want to know if you're following. Does it make sense up to this point? Please send a message in the chat box, or you can unmute and talk if you're already unmuted.
Yeah, so far it's been good.
Thank you. So I need.
It's been nice. It's been a nice.
Sorry, I heard someone on mute right now, but I don't know what you said. But okay, I get the general sense. Thank you. Now, harmony. Harmony is the next one. Harmony allows different elements of art to embrace together in a system. You see, harmony is just harmony. That's let's just be like that. Harmony is just harmony. It's just bringing everything together. Okay. So let me again. Let's go into biology or natural processes. A man gets married to a woman. This man and woman don't have a similar background at all. The man is probably from Elisha, and then the woman is from Anambra State. You know, forgive me, I don't know anywhere in Alhambra, but I know places in the north. Okay, let's say the woman is from is from Kaduna, you know. Now, their growing up is completely different. Their family backgrounds and cultural values are completely different. So you want to bring a man from Elisha and a man from Anambra, you want to bring them together. Harmony is their common ground. It's blending them to each other. It allows elements of her to embrace together. Essentially, okay, so the man from Anambra has to make compromises, and the woman from the man from Elisha has to make compromises. The woman from Kaduna also has to make compromises in order to have some form of harmony. And then by the time they give birth to a child, that child becomes an harmonious or an harmony of both of them. So it's saying, okay, I want a feeling of very great excitement on one side of my heart, but on the other end, I want a feeling of very desperate, very desperate loneliness. How do I do it? Harmony. Harmony allows different elements of art to embrace together in a systematic and merged manner, making a powerful visual experience. Whether it's a design, sculpture, or painting, harmony is a required principle that aids the overall outcome and influence of art. It plays a compulsory role in creating aesthetically eye-catching and balanced compositions. Um, Now, there's something in the people who are not in art, they call it color riots. You see, color riots happens when there is no harmony. The colors are not sinking into each other. They are not entering each other. That's what happens when you don't have harmony, or you have a distorted form. A distorted form is like you have a triangle, a rectangle, everything, a line, a circle, everything together in one place, and it's looking, instead of looking like a design or beautiful, it's now looking like you are creating chaos. That's what happens when you don't have harmony. It indicates art unity and coherence. If you look on the left here, there are a lot of colors. It's almost like a spectrum of colors. It indicates art unity. I can see purple, red, pink, orange, all of that. And coherence achieved through skillful positioning of various elements within a masterpiece. That's harmony. Bringing things together, making them flow into each other without affecting each other. There's an African proverb that says that the sky is big enough for all birds to fly. That's harmony. It's just looking for that common ground that allows everybody to find the expression. Now, variety. Variety is a rudimentary principle of art that adds interest. I mean, it adds to the interest of people, pleasure, and visual appeal to a work of art. One way to achieve variety is through the use of different colors. Artists can choose contrasting or complementary colors to make certain elements stand out and create visual tension. Variety is just the way it sounds, variety. Varying things. Now, if you look up here again, even in harmony, you can already see variety. You can see white, you can see, if you look close enough, you can see black, you can see brown, and all of that. So that's variety. One way to achieve variety is through the use of different colors. You can also use contrasting shapes. You know, that's variety. Look at this. The principle of variety brings life and energy to the work of art. Now, if you look at this piece, what you see here is a part of a larger jigsaw. Now, what you're seeing currently is not just variety being in play here. You can see emphasis. You can see one of the first principles of art, which is repetition. You know, the shapes look like each other, so they don't contrast each other. They essentially flow into each other, even though they are different too, but they flow into each other. And then movement. Movement is it refers to the visual suggestion of motion or depiction of movements within a static artwork. Is again, it's just a way to ensure that things are flowing, flowing. Whether it's theater, painting, sculpture, or any other form of visual art. Movements can also be used to engage the viewer and create an energetic or electrifying experience. Movement is an essential part of the principle of art that brings energy or life to a piece. You see, movements can make you hmm, it can turn your heart from just a circle into a feeling of excitement from just one circle when you induce movement. Now, you see physical movement. Can you see on the right hand side? You know, these are all movements. Now, if you look down there, you see optical movements. These are things that you probably have seen in optical illusions. Somebody will send a picture to you and say, "Look closely," and then after some time, it starts looking as if it's moving. One is like that. You know, it looks like it's changing, but it's not. It's just strategically placed to induce movement. The use of slating shapes, curved lines, repetition, and implied motion, artists can create a sense of action and flow within their work. Thank you very, very much. Now, do we have questions before we go into the breakout sessions? Again, the breakout sessions are for you to discuss. It's for everyone. Now, we'll split the room into about 3 or 4 groups before now, and then with time, you have like 10 minutes discussions and all of that. Now, the breakout sessions will help you. But then, before then, do we have questions? Questions? Does anyone have any question? So, okay, so that's it. We are going to go into a breakout session now. Oh, I see that. Oh, okay, I see that a lot of people have sent messages on the group. Oh, the difference between rhythm and movement. I mean, rhythm is coming together. I think what's confusing you is the image on the right. Look at the image on the left. Rhythm is aligning, everything's coming together. Movement is just movement. Movement is motion. Creating, again, they are intertwined. In creating movement, you create a kind of rhythm. And in trying to create rhythm, sometimes you create motion. So, for example, the image on the right creates a sense of motion, which is movement. The image on the left creates a sense of rhythm. Not so much of motion. I mean, I can see a little bit of motion here and there, but it's not so much. It's not so paramount here. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So we're going to do a breakout session now. So each group will go on Google, go anywhere, pick any art, and then we'll do that for about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back here to discuss. Pick any artwork, any work of art. It could be even your own work of art. It could be dance, it could be poetry, whatever. Pick any work of art. Talk about the principles that were in play, that you think were in play in creating that art. Now, there are certain kinds of principles, or there are certain kinds of art rather that you create. You didn't know that this principle was in play. They're like invisible principles, but they were in play in creating the art. So we're going to create a breakout session now. Everybody will probably have so we're about 14 here, so we should be able to do 4 sessions, four rooms. So we'll do 4 rooms, and in doing 4 rooms, you'll be added to each room. So Each room, each person, each group rather, I want us to work as a group, pick a form of art, and then talk about the principles that were in play. And maybe you can even talk about the defects of that that art. Are we good? Are we good? Okay, that makes sense. And one, two, three, and we're going to the breakout rooms. Thank you. So JJ, it's just me and you in the main room.
Is God not wonderful?
It's because we're admin now. It sends Toira to one of the rooms too.
Yeah. You know, connecting me, I thought I was the one starting this morning. I was not rushing. You would not tell me that you've changed mind again now. I'll have sleep very well.
You know, yours is tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I think tomorrow morning. I'm a sorrow before evening so that we can be able to.
I will have to go through this routine again tomorrow morning. Jesus, my Lord, my
God is your
Father.
strength. But we still have an evening session. I don't know. It might be tomorrow. It might be this evening. I don't know. What do you think about the session?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
So let's give them that 10 minutes. I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to talk to my Ogami.
It should be we are ending by 8 now.
Yeah, I mean, with this timeline, we should be able to end by 8.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Okay, now.
hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. So, in our groups, what did we talk about? I saw that some of us were not even discussing at all.
I was discussing with my group member when something happened, and well, Bala, I'm here.
Something happened. What happened?
I don't know. Like I was talking to to Nirat, and then I heard a noise, and now I'm in the group.
Yeah, they brought us back to the main group. That's what happened.
They brought us back here.
So the room was timed.
Oh.
The room was timed for 10 minutes.
Oh.
So you guys didn't have enough time.
Oh yeah. No.
Or you didn't start discussing on time, because I think 10 minutes is a long time to talk.
I think we're actually done. I think we are ready. Yeah.
Okay. That's from what room is that?
What's that room to hear it?
I think it was the third room.
Or room 3. Perfect.
3. Yeah.
Okay. Is anyone here from room 2? Room 2. I mean, you guys are all going to talk. Room 2. There's no one here from room 2. That's interesting.
Okay, excuse me. Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay, so I was initially in room 2. Then my next.
Then your network.
So does that make sense?
So what I heard is I was initially in room 2. Then my
network took me out. Yes, and when I got logged back in, I was added to room 1. I don't know how that happened.
Oh,
but, yeah.
So, which of the 2 rooms are you representing now? Or are you choosing to represent?
Room 1. And unfortunately, we did nothing.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay. So, okay, who's now representing room 2?
I leave it in the capable hands of them.
No one here from room 2. Okay, that's strange. What about room 4?
Hello. Room 2
Hi.
over here.
Oh, what for? You guys had the discussion, yeah?
No, we did not.
Oh my. Why?
I'm not sure I really understood the assignment. Like, if we were supposed to jointly discuss a particular thing, I'm sure everybody would have to see that thing, then we discuss on it, right?
Exactly.
So the thing is this, on this app, you can share your screen. So it was just a thing of going to Google and share your screen, pick one work of art and talk about it. Like the way, I think I'm sharing I'm not sharing my screen right now. So let's just.
Please, sorry, excuse me.
Okay.
How do we share screens on this app? Sorry, I'm lost.
So let me do that on another device. I assume that I assume that most people are on their phones. So I'll show you how to share on phone. Oh yeah, that's another challenge. You can't. Hold on. Let's make it that everyone can share the screen. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. You should be able to share your screen now. If you okay, let me do that on my phone. You should be able to see a phone screen sharing now. So what you do is these three dots here. Once you tap it, this place that says stop sharing screen, you can click it to share your screen. Does that make more sense now?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen mine.
Okay, so I think maybe we should do another 5 minutes of breakout. I mean, if nobody is talking, somebody should just take the lead and please let everyone just respond. So I'm going to create a breakout session again. Again, just go on Google, pick any work of art. Uh, it could be anything, any work of art. Talk about the principles. It could even be a video for Priceless, who is a poetry person. You know, it could be a video. It could be anything. Just talk about the principles that were in play in creating the art. That goes to tell us that you understand what you're learning. So I'm going to create the breakout sessions now. We're going to create 4 rooms. No, let's do 3 this time so you have more people. Set room timer for 5 minutes, and we're going. Mm.
Oh, Bremy, are we seeing our various room? Oh, YF is gone, man. Oh, my father, my God, bring him back.
No.
Oh,
Oh my God! What
just
No, that was so. We enjoyed our classes.
We were enjoying our own group.
You just came and took us out. No.
I think
Okay,
I
so
saw the group already, the picture.
yeah, you guys are in the main group already. It was timed.
Yeah, it was so nice. Actually.
It was timed.
Yeah, it was cool.
Mm.
It was
Like,
actually very nice.
so that's for group one.
Yes.
Group one.
Yes, for group 1.
Okay, that makes sense. What about group two?
yeah, we are here. Jima
How
and
was
1-4. Yeah, we just started getting just started talking when we came back to the main group.
it? Uh-oh. Okay. What about group three? Is anyone from group three here? Because I sort of like tried to join all the groups to make sure everyone was doing something.
Yes, in group 3 we were not doing anything. Like nothing literally happened in group 3.
Why did nothing happen? Why? Huh?
I think we are the one in group 3. Are we in group 3 or group 4?
Oh, Oduayo. Who else was in the group with you?
And Olukunle.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are in group 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And you guys didn't do anything?
We are trying to do something. We are trying to get to see the picture, discuss about it together. That was when we we joined the general group again.
Okay, great. I think that makes sense. So what we're going to do is each group appoint someone. I mean, so group 1, somebody should present for group 1. Tell me about what you guys learned, and then maybe someone else can add to that. Because again, you will come to learn later why we're doing all this. You see, the creative profession, I mean, we're getting better at being professional at what we do now, but we're not there yet. The same perception or respect given to doctors or engineers or CEOs is not accorded to creatives because of a certain set of factors, and these are some of the things we're trying to tackle here. So group 1, anyone, or who's going for group 1?
Okay, so I guess I'll go
Okay,
since I was the one who shared my screen. So we have an image. Okay. I'll share my screen now. Image that we had.
Okay, Priceless, we can't hear you anymore. And it's still rolling, trying to share your screen. Okay, while Priceless is trying to battle with her network, is there anyone that wants to cover for group 1?
Okay, so I was also in group 1, and now that she's trying to share her screen, I don't think I can do mine. Like, I don't think I can share my own screen.
You see it?
Okay, I think she's back. We can't see it yet. It's still rolling. It has stopped rolling now.
Okay, so I'll try sharing it again, but I can't.
Or should I share the screen and then you talk about it? I've gotten the picture, so.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
No, not yet.
Yeah, but
So
it's rolling now.
I'm guessing it's probably my network or something.
Yeah. So what of now? Is it visible now?
Yeah, it is
No,
now.
no. So I'll leave and join back in. Can you just please help talk about it? Because my network is horrible.
Sure, sure. Can other
Thank you.
people see my screen?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
we
can
can.
see the screen.
Okay, beautiful. So this was the picture we discussed actually. We have another partner again, another person that was in the group. So what we basically did was, first of all, you can see the colors. Even though there are lots of colors in the picture, it still gives this appealing feeling. It's not like a color riot. There is still like a rhythm, a blend. We didn't know exactly the words to put on it, but it was appeasing. We actually loved it. And we also discussed the symmetry. Like now, if you divide the picture into two, you would see that both the left side and the right side is kind of like the same thing, except for the colors. But then the way the hand is, the way the lips and the eyes are, like there is like a symmetry, like both sides are the same. Also, we talk about the emphasis on the eye. So the eye is kind of giving this deep look. It's like it's looking at me straight into my heart. You get, so it's fine that they didn't tamper with the eye. The eye is still very natural, but it's like the focus of the picture. When you see it, your attention is just drawn to the eye. So those were like the good sides of the picture, and we're about to discuss maybe some defects and all of that, but then that's when we joined the main group. So my last partner, I think she was also in group one. Would you like to add anything to what I've said?
No, that's all. That was basically all we talked about. So yeah.
Yeah. So before
So I
we
was actually very particular about the balance in the picture. Like the colors are very balanced. That and they are still like there's still like a variety. So you can actually see each color individually, but there's a balance between the colors. So it's not so poppy and disoriented. Yeah.
That makes sense.
What is that now? How would you do that to me? Coach has left.
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here.
Oh,
so
okay. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
I think that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense from group one. Oh, what about group two?
Okay, group two. Wonderful, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen because I was wondering about the image, and we're not able to talk about it completely, but I guess he was saying something already, so I'll just share the screen and one for talk.
All right, go for it.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Okay, over to you, one for.
Okay, hello everyone. So we looked at this picture, and very striking is the eyes, and from the eyes I will talk about the other thing. So there is emphasis on the eyes. They are out and very bright. You would easily get to meet the eyes once you look at the pictures. So I think there is emphasis on the eyes, and the moderator mentioned repetition at some point in the course, mentioned repetition and pointillism, which is used to create hair strokes on the head, and that sort of gives us an illusion of movement. An illusion of movement is created on the head using dotted lines again and again and again and again. And on the forehead too, you could still see a balance of 3 lines each on each part. There are 3 lines on the left and the right. So that's too much we could look at before we join the main group.
Ooh, and lastly, can I say something? Just one thing.
Yes, yes, go on.
Yeah, so like I feel like there's a contrast between the background color that makes the head stand out. So yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So over to you, moderator.
My name's Yemi Franklin. Sorry. Um, I think that's also amazing from Group Two. It was that was very amazing, and it's interesting because you guys said you didn't finish discussion. So I want to assume, I want to imagine what you guys would have done if you had finished the discussion. What about Group Three?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Is Olukunle
Hello?
going for Group Three?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, please go on.
Okay, let me try to share my picture.
Okay. You're not sharing your screen yet, Olukunle. Oh, okay. I think I'm seeing it now, and it has gone off again. Or can someone else share for him? Okay, perfect. We can see it now, and it's going off again.
Network is so bad. You can.
Who else was in your group?
Odoayo.
Yes, sir.
Odwaya, do you want to share?
Let me try, sir.
Okay, I think you should.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you, Olukunle.
Okay, I don't think I get it, sir.
Oh. Okay. Having difficulty challenge with this sharing of screen, yes, sir.
Okay, this time you're at Olukunle, can you screenshot your image and send it to me on WhatsApp? I
Yeah,
was the
so
one
Toria
that
can
sent
share
the
for you.
invite, so I can just share it to the group. Yeah, just screenshot it and share it to my WhatsApp.
Ma, you're a lifesaver. That's good, thank you.
Yay, I'm so happy.
Our hero, glory.
I think I'll share it with you. Have you seen it?
Yeah, so I've seen it. I'll start sharing now. Okay. So can you see my screen? So can you guys see my screen?
No.
Yeah, I can.
Yes, I can
Okay, I think I can now.
Okay, nice. So
I think it's here, sir. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. You can start your discussion.
Okay, this is Abiodun Olaku's work. This painting, landscape painting. And as we can see in this picture, the painting here, you can feel the contrast, the use of the color here, the balance of the
Man, Olukunle, your network is extremely terrible. We're finding it very difficult to hear you. Okay, I think we can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's perfect now.
Okay. I was saying the balance between the balance of the arrangement of the peak of the buildings, likewise the use of the color. You can see that the sun is reflecting on the water. It bring out it helps us to see life in the picture, in the painting here. Hope you can hear me. You can hear me.
Yeah, we can. Go on.
Okay. So my network is somewhat bad here. And those the artists from the both side, you can see they can see how the artists bring out why the activities people are playing around the water here. And also the movement too. If you try to check very well, if you should zoom the picture, people are moving. There's movement on the canoe here. And also the unity in the use of the color too. There's unity there in the use of the color. The artists don't just bring any color into the painting. Try to bring the colors together so that and pleasant to the eye to see. I don't know if anybody have any other thing to say, but that's just what I have to say about this painting, sir.
Thank you, Olukunle. Who else was in your group?
Hello, I'm Ubeda. I'm actually in group 3 as well. I wasn't able to join in when they were discussing this, but I think one thing I noticed in this picture is in this painting rather is gradation. I think because like you see that when you are looking at the boats, the ones that are closer to us, like they're kind of like emphasized, like they are bigger. So like the farther you look, like the more like glory, like the image of those boats look. So that's everything I have to add.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Olukunle. Thank you, everyone. I think you should stop sharing now, Tahira, so we can move. I mean, that's as much as we have this morning. I think all the groups have been amazing. I think you all have been excellent. And I think it's a great start to an amazing, like the next level of your creative journey, because there is nothing you want to do without proper education. You won't excel in it if you don't get yourself educated in it. And that's what we're trying to do. And again, this also tells you that you can do more when you collaborate. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, especially Priceless and all the group leaders.
What's up, Toira? Hey.
Toira. Olukunle, then
Ishala is no longer on the.
Oh, everyone, you guys have been amazing. So, we'll meet at 7 p.m. again. That this evening we're going to be talking about the forms of art, and then we'll get more detail. Tomorrow we're talking about some so we start differentiating. Oh, some people are in performing arts, some are in liberal arts, and all of that. But then we have to lay this foundation. So we'll see at 7 p.m. in the evening. Again, if you're not going to be available for 7 p.m., please send a message to Toira or send an email. And I mean, anything could come up, but do let us know on time. And that's as much as it is for this morning. Toira, is there any other thing?
Okay, I think that's basically all for this morning. I want to appreciate everyone for joining, and I would love to see you guys in the evening. I can't wait to see everybody in the evening. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All
Bye,
right. Goodbye, everyone.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.